Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into a hair care product that's been making some serious waves. It promises to bring some of the most advanced salon science right into your own home. So, if you've been looking for a real, lasting solution to hair damage, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You color your hair, you use heat, maybe you've bleached it a few times, and suddenly your hair just feels, well, hopeless. It's that super frustrating point where it seems like no matter what mask or fancy oil you try, nothing really brings it back to life.
And yeah, these are the usual suspects. The breakage, the split ends, that constant frizz that just refuses to be tamed. So many products out there give you that temporary smoothness, that little bit of shine, but then you wash your hair and poof, it's gone. You're right back to square one. And that is exactly the problem we're going to solve today.
Okay, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to introduce what people are calling a final weapon for damaged hair. Then, we'll get into the actual science of why this thing works. After that, and this is maybe the most important part, I'll give you a super clear, easy-to-follow guide on how to use it. Finally, we'll talk about the real-world results and why this is such a game-changer for hair care at home.
So, let's get right to it. Meet Meteor Connector. And trust me, this is not just another conditioner you pick up off the shelf. It's being talked about as a truly revolutionary tool, and it was created by some of the absolute legends in the hair industry.
And this is where it gets its serious street cred. This product is a collaboration between the legendary stylist Nagatosan from the super famous Not Ginza salon in Japan and the team at Keratin, who are basically wizards when it comes to keratin science. So you're getting this amazing blend of top-tier salon artistry and seriously advanced hair science. It's like a dream team for your hair.
But what is the science here? What makes this so different from every other treatment you've ever used? Well, it all comes down to one key ingredient and a completely different way of thinking about hair repair.
Okay, so here's the deal. Your hair is mostly protein, like 80 to 90% keratin. When hair gets damaged, it literally means that internal protein structure is breaking down, leaving all these little holes and gaps. Active keratin is special because its molecules are tiny, small enough to actually get inside the hair shaft, find those gaps, and rebuild your hair's core from the inside out.
And this chart just nails the difference. See, most conventional treatments, they just put a coating on the outside of your hair. It feels nice and silty for a little while, but it's just a temporary fix that washes down the drain. Meteor Connector doesn't just coat your hair, it rebuilds its core. We're talking about a true structural repair that creates real, lasting strength and health.
And get this, the product was just upgraded for 2024. The new formula has something called Keratech SPW, which has a whole spectrum of different sized keratin molecules. The creator has this amazing analogy for it. He says it acts like an amoeba, actively moving through the hair to seek out and fill every single damage hole, big or small. How cool is that?
All right, this is probably the part you've been waiting for. How do you actually use this thing to get those incredible salon-level results at home? Don't worry, it's super simple. I'm going to walk you through two different methods, step by step.
First up, we have the intensive repair method. I want you to think of this as your weekly super treatment, your rescue mission, to really rebuild that core strength in your hair. Okay, so you'll shampoo your hair like normal. Then you gently squeeze out the excess water. Now pay close attention because this is the magic part. You take 1 or 2 pumps of the pure, undiluted connector and work it through your hair. Then, and this is the key, without rinsing, you apply your regular conditioner or hair mask right on top of it. This seals in all that amazing active keratin. Let it all sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse it all out together. Easy.
Okay, method number 2 is all about daily maintenance. This is what you do to keep your hair strong, healthy, and protected in between those bigger weekly treatments.
For this, you just need a little spray bottle. You're going to create a mix of 1 part Meteor Connector to 10 parts water, so not much product at all. After you wash your hair, Just spritz it 3 or 4 times onto your towel-dried hair, comb it through to make sure it's even, and then blow dry like you normally would. A little pro tip, applying heat actually helps that keratin bond with your hair, making it even more effective.
So, those two methods are pretty straightforward, right? But for the diluted spray method, there's one absolutely critical rule you have to remember. It is so important that it gets its own slide. And it all comes down to this number, 3.
You absolutely must use any mixture you make with water within 3 days. This is non-negotiable, folks. Why? Because active keratin is a powerful raw protein. And just like food, when you mix it with water, it can spoil. It will lose its power and it won't be good for your hair anymore. So please only mix a tiny amount that you know you'll use up in a couple of days.
So you've learned the science, you've mastered the steps. What's the payoff? What actually happens to your hair? Let's talk about the transformation that people report over and over again.
Honestly, it's a total transformation. People talk about this incredible lasting shine. In Japan, they have a word for it, suya, and a whole new kind of internal strength and bounce, which they call harikoshi. This isn't just that slippery surface-level softness. This is a deep-down feeling of genuinely healthy, strong, rebuilt hair.
But, you know, the most powerful feedback, the one you hear constantly from people who use this, is this one simple phrase, "My hair was revived." They say it feels like their hair was literally brought back to life. It's more than just a good hair day. It's a feeling of confidence that makes everything else in their day feel a little bit better.
So, let's bring this all home. What's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for how we should think about taking care of our hair?
What we've looked at today isn't just a cool new product. It's really a whole new philosophy. It's about a fundamental shift away from just coating the surface of our hair to make it look good, and toward a science-backed process of actually rebuilding it from the inside out.
And that really leaves us with one last question for you to think about. After everything we've seen today, the choice isn't just about what product to buy anymore. It's about what you're actually trying to do with your hair care. So are you happy just coating your hair for a temporary fix? Or are you ready to actually rebuild it?